Hello and welcome. This is Feed the Beast, part 21. Yeah, this will be the epilogue of the series. It is the last part. I decided it's time to end it, declare a fail. It's a bust. We didn't win this one. Partially because I honestly think it's nearly impossible to win it, and secondly, here this is clearly a bug. I cannot continue. The game is locked. I can't go next turn. If I try to go here, the game wants me to select a policy, and yet all these cards are grayed out, so I can't continue. So this is one reason, but honestly also continuing this, it would just be a very long hard game with very little chances of winning. So I declare a loss. We didn't win this one. Maybe before we end, just some thoughts. What could we have done better? What could I have done better? Where was I wrong? What could be done faster, more efficiently? So we started here. This is our capital, as you can see. 12 pop. If you look at the other nations, Mapuche have 19. Even Pedro, who is not very successful, has 15 pops. So one of the problems is that I didn't grow my cities fast enough. I was not managing the expansion efficiently, so I was starving my capital, because the capital was producing those first settlers, and I didn't really have any efficient policies. I could have assigned a governor, I could have selected a policy, I could have selected one of the other cities to produce one or two settlers. So I really starved the capital too much, and consequentially the capital is really weak and does not provide enough science and culture, which means we were, up until now we are, let's say, we caught up, we are on par with Mapuche, but for 200 turns we were behind in tech, yeah. So one advice for myself would be grow your capital, grow your cities in general, grow your cities faster, and expand. I wouldn't say faster, but more efficiently. Be aware of the fact that building a settler not only takes blocks growth, it actually reduces one pop when the settler is out. Secondly, pay more attention to the city-states. I lost some time here, a few turns here, because I could have defended Mohenjo-Daro much better than I did. I nearly lost the city-state because I simply forgot that I need to pump more envoys into it. So that could have been better. Of course, religion, terrible performance on my part. I decided to go for religion just not to win or gain any benefits from religion, although religion is quite powerful, so maybe I should have started the religion earlier, but to defend from the Catholicism of the Brazilians. But then I again, some poor management. I think the first apostle we just burned for Inquisition before we spread the religion efficiently. We let the Brazilian apostles convert my only city that's able to produce apostles. So now all the apostles, all the religious people from here are of the Catholicism religion. So again, pay more attention to these things. Defend your religion, which I didn't. So the reason why I wanted to defend this, because of the grand plan was to take all the cities and give them to Brazil. And when these cities would be all in their possession, of course, Brazil would have no problems converting them really efficiently to Catholicism. And they, assuming they would do this, I said, okay, if I want to prevent Brazilians from winning a religious victory, I need to have at least my home country converted to my own religion. But that would not work here, so we were also defeated religiously, I think. Yeah, and then the last thing is this revolting mechanic. We have this city here, Campinas. This city is actually a Brazilian city who just joined us, just because, I don't know, we were more... I think we had a golden age, maybe, you know, for some reason they decided to revolt and they joined us. And if this happens in the future, I think this mechanic, it is dangerous, you know, forward settling your opponent like this. It's not the worst, it's something that I should be aware of. But then over here, Babylon, see, we took the city, we fought for it, destroyed the walls. Finally, you know, we needed a number of artillery pieces, but we did win it. Now the city will rebel in 2 turns. And if you look at this, yeah, I mean, makes sense. It just, to me, it just tells me how dangerous this mechanic is. You can't expect to take a city like this surrounded with other cities. So Mapuche here has 1, 2, 3, 4 cities surrounding the city, plus there's a city-state, plus there is I think you can actually see, you can see here, this is religious, let's see, this is you can see this cultural pressure. So there's not really, you know, I have only one influence over here helping the city, so clearly the city will rebel. There's no way. You can't use your governors, you can't use your policies, it's not enough. The governance or policies are when you just want to to prolong the rebellion from, you know, not so that they don't rebel in 10 turns, but maybe in 30, so that you can sort things out. But here, it's impossible. This city will rebel. And so the solution would be, when you go in the offensive, take the cities on the outskirts. Like, you know, we would probably need to take a city like Brasilia first, or a city like Belém first. Don't go into this. Don't make these concave borders into your enemy, because then your city will be surrounded and pressured. And also another thing that would help, I think, is this Mapuche cities. Look at them, 13 pops, 19 pops. They are much larger than our cities are. So pay attention and grow your cities. Not just the capital, you need to grow also your cities on the border. And that may just have been, I don't know, but that may be enough to keep the city. This is definitely not enough and not okay. So these are, I think, the lessons learned. Some things that I learned for myself. There were many other things, like I didn't really know. I am relying on the information that I have from Civ 5. I am a Civ 5 player, not a Civ 6. So I didn't really know that, for example, artillery doesn't shoot 3 tiles away by default. You need to have the balloons, or you need to upgrade them. Many things like this, you know. I discovered that here you have 2 types of cavalry units: the heavy and the weak. Not the weak, I think is the fast one. So the heavy and the, I don't know, the other ones. So things like this, you know. I think I learned much. I definitely learned much more from this game than I did from the first game that I played. And I call that game was with Nubia. It was called Let's Learn Civ 6 as Nubia, and that game was complete opposite of this game. It was the same difficulty, but I steamrolled everyone. It was like playing, I don't know, settler difficulty. They they showed no resistance. They had no armies. They had nothing. When I came there, they didn't have improved tiles. When here, this is a different story. They are on par with the technology. They have the cities upgraded, which also tells me that this whole concept of feed the beast is the step in the right direction. Because why I think I was so successful in the first game and so unsuccessful in this game is the way I play. I play very aggressively. If this would be a normal game, I would destroy and take all these cities in the first probably 60, 70 turns. So I would have a much larger base here, plus these cities without this annoying neighbor over here. And then it's just a snowball. You just continue, and before I think that game was finished in around turn 170. So in 170 turns, you are over here. You have your relatively modern units, while they are still using their spears and stones and the slingers and so on. So the way I play the game normally is very aggressively, very quickly. It just shows me that I'm not playing really well to grow my cities, but my strength is destroying the enemy before they can get good enough. And this game, Feed the Beast, does not allow this kind of play. So if you're going to destroy anyone, you're going to play at least on equal terms, because you will have to give your opponent time to upgrade, because you can't just... Your nearest neighbor is the beast, so you can't attack them. You need to go around somehow. And this just gives the AI enough time to prepare and defend. And once you're in this mode, if these are not easy wars, especially the first ones, you yourself as the human player, you lose some resources, you lose some production, so that the others can catch up. And it's a snowball effect, but in the other direction. And it's certainly got me here in this game. So yes, it's again, the game is lost, but I think at least for myself, I learned a lot of useful lessons, which I will try to use in the next games. Now, the next game, you're probably curious what's the plan for the next game. I'm thinking I did learn a few things that I want to use, but I'll probably start the next game with even lower difficulty. I'll start with difficulty of 5, so it's a king difficulty, just to give myself a little bit more, less maluses. And I'm thinking of turning off the religion victory. I'm not decided on that one yet. But maybe I'll, at least for the first try, I'll turn off the religious victory probably. And I will also make it a rule so that if the city joins your country, like here, this city here, this is not the city that we fought for. We didn't conquer it. The city freely joined us. That in this case, you need to offer the city to the beast. Just offer it for free. And if the beast says, no, I want the city plus some money, then you can declare this as your city. And that was another surprising moment when this city just rebelled and declared that they are part of Korea. And I went to Pedro and asked him, do you want this city back? And he said, no. No, I don't want this city. You can have it. If you want to give me the city, you will have to pay me a little bit as well. So I was surprised that they are, in some way, that is a smart play from Pedro. Because what if he would agree to this, take the city? He probably has an internal calculator which says to him, yeah, you can take the city, but in 2-3 turns the city will go back to Korea. So what's the point? So that's probably the logic that the AI uses here. So in this case, in the future, if this happens, if the city freely joins me, okay, then I'll just keep the city. I will not be obliged to offer it to the beast anymore. So yeah, these are the final thoughts. Thank you for everyone who watched the series, who joined the discussions, who give me the advice. I hope that this was informative for you. I definitely learned a lot, and I'm looking forward to meet you in the next series. So until now, take care and see you soon. Bye bye.